Hey, we're here at Tate's Comics, one of our favorite places to hang out in South Florida.
This place has so much stuff. Comic books, vintage toys. I mean, pretty much everything a geek could want.
They even have an art gallery upstairs. It's really the best
so
place.
Cool.
It's the best place to hang out. Come check it out. All right, first and foremost, Tate's is a comics shop. So we have to feature the comics. And if you look in this section, this is the new comics section. So any Wednesday you can come in and grab whatever new titles are released that week. And there's a lot to choose from. And for any regular comic book store, this would be impressive. They even have it by dates, showing you where the newest stuff is, but there's a lot more. A lot more. And if you're at the comic shop on Wednesday and you see something that looks really cool, but it's like issue 7 or 12, and you're like, man, I missed everything that came before it, they got all the trade paperbacks to catch you up. It's Tate's Comics after all, so you expect to see some great comic selections in their collection here. Tons of vintage stuff, really great condition, some of it, but I love specifically seeing the Tales from the Crypt from EC Comics. Those are some classic issues, Jack Davis artwork with in the cover and the insides, and yeah, priced well for what it is. Up here you got the Tomb of Dracula with part of Blade's origin in there. Love that. It's just awesome to see them kept this way in such great condition and getting the love they deserve.
As someone who really loves manga and anime, I love that this place has a huge selection of the most popular titles, along with tons of collectibles.
Another great thing about Tate's is being able to pick up loose vintage figures. So normally, if you wanted to find like a retro Buzz-Off from He-Man Masters of the Universe in package, it'd probably cost a pretty penny. But if you're looking to complete your collection or just have them on display, you can get them loose here. Look, this guy's costs about 18 bucks. He's a little dinged up. He's clearly from someone's collection. But nonetheless, getting one if you don't have it and if you got other ones is great. Over here on the wall, you'll see more like pristine versions, so they're in boxes. They're a little bit more expensive. I mean, an original loose Skeletor with both weapons, and the paint looks pretty much intact. That's amazing, and 60 bucks. So if you're looking to get that, it's not gonna break the bank.
If you're a fan of model kits like I am, this place has it all. I mean, look at this collection. All of these are like retro model kits. Like, look at the Metaluna Mutant, dude. And they have all these horror classics like the Phantom of the Opera. They've got King Kong. I mean, these are awesome. Like, not only just to assemble them, but also to keep them up in your house all year long, like we do. But yeah, they have an incredible collection, and the price point is amazing.
I'm with my people here in the Godzilla Kaiju section, and this is the dream, right? So to be able to have a store nearby where you can go and see all the good stuff that you've been drooling at online for a while. And you know, one of the joys of doing the work that I do is I get to make friends in all these companies. So getting to see their stuff, the Super 7 reaction line that features Godzilla now, which is just such a great way to collect all the characters. If you don't have a ton of space, and you don't want to break the bank, these are the figures to grab. But then there's this Mezco set, which I've been seeing online for a long time, the 5 points. And it's essentially Godzilla from the Godzilla vs. Hedorah movie. And Hedorah, obviously, also his flying form. And then the best part for me is all the little city diorama stuff. So if you set them up, even though they're small figures, they look incredibly giant next to their little city spots.
I'd say I'm definitely a latecomer to the Lord of the Rings fandom, which means I've missed out on a lot of the cool merch over the years. You know, thankfully, Tate's dabbles in all fandoms, so there's plenty of awesome merch for me to browse through and, you know, basically blow all of my money on. You wouldn't believe how many Fellowship weapons I own.
You guys, they have original Star Wars figures mint on card here in the box. Maybe not mint, but they're still sealed in the boxes and in a protective plastic case. So if you're trying to complete your original Star Wars figure sets, you can get them at Tate's. You can even get just loose cards from the figures, the original figures that still have the price tags and stickers from Toys R Us in this case, Fred Meyer in this case. So these are original Kenner card backs that clearly have been, you know, opened, but you can pick them up here in case you're a completionist looking to get all those cards.
The Star Wars collection at Tate's is huge, and it doesn't only focus on vintage collectibles. They also have newer stuff, like, for example, these Hot Toy statues, which are incredible. And they also have collectibles from the newer films, which I guess aren't that new, but look at all the stuff they have just from the prequels.
So one of the coolest things about coming to Tate's is you find things that you know you wanted, but maybe forgot about or got lost in the mix. But this is huge. When I was a kid, one of my favorite toys of all time were the Barnyard Commandos. And if you don't know, they were essentially two warring sides of pigs and sheep that would fight with all the cool like weapons and assault stuff that would come on them. And what made it even cooler is that years and years later, I found out that it was James Groman, our good friend, who designed these figures. So when I was a kid, I was already a fan of James Groman before I knew who James Groman was. And so these figures made by, looks like it's Cloudco, are again designed by James Groman. So you get a James Groman figure, a Barnyard Commando, one of my favorite things as a kid, and in this brand new form factor, premium packaging. I mean, and now it looks like I remember it looking. The original ones are tiny. Tate's always proves why you could still benefit from going to a brick and mortar store with physical stuff in it instead of just shopping online, because I would never have known about this. So Bucky O'Hare, one of my favorite toys, comics, cartoons as a kid, I used to have all the figures to play with them like crazy. I had no idea they came out with new figures, and these are so awesome. Look at that. There he is with different face plates. He's super posable now. The art is just amazing. They even pair it with the vintage comics right there, so if you wanted to grab the comic for your display. Man, I used to love this guy. Holy crap. Dead-eyed duck. Yeah, he had like 4 arms for some reason. He was like an alien duck. And this is amazing. Bruiser. Dang. So one of the things that sets Tate's apart from other comic shops is that they also have an upstairs art gallery, which we're in right now. Features tons of independent artists, original pieces of artwork, and just unusual collectibles and trinkets that are just awesome to discover when you're up here. And a cool side note is that they've got an Attack Peter original exclusive print that I made for them a few years back in 2019. It is in celebration of their anniversary and celebrating Tate, the owner's love of the movie Akira. I created this design right here that you can pick up only at the shop. So it's exclusive to the shop. There were only 50 made, and it looks like they still have a few left.
Guys, thank you so much for coming with us on this little journey to Tate's Comics. We had so much fun. We bought so much stuff, and we can't wait to show you. And if you're ever in South Florida, make sure that you come and you stop by.
To shake his hand in the dumb way. Okay, ready?